wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and he'll have to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Hello, welcome to the KVJ show. Happy Tuesday. The heck is going on here today? Yeah.
Tuesday.
That's right. Bird, sounds like your voice is coming back.
We're getting back there, baby.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm
there.
just about in my prime again.
Okay, about an 80% sounds like.
I'll give myself about 88.
Okay, that's good. That's not too bad. That's a pretty solid start. Okay, well, here we go. Well, it's Tuesday. It's a big day because it's KVJW Paycheck Day.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Got some more winning coming up here today. Starting at 9 a.m., we're going to be calling off names. Now, I got to take you back to last Thursday. We have 5 chances to win, and we had 1 winner.
Oh.
That's weird, man.
That just, to me, is, I first of all, I don't know why you would enter a contest to win up to $1,000 and then just not even play. And the problem with that is I know other people are all upset with us. I can't control that. I can't control if people are listening, if they're going to play the game. And people who want their name to be called are like, I've listened to every single name that's been called, and you haven't called my name yet. And you're calling names of people that decide to sign up for the contest and decide not to play.
Yeah, someone went in my personal Instagram and sent me quite a scathing email about they didn't get picked and our rules are dumb. I'm dumb.
Yeah. So
I may be dumb, but I didn't write the rules.
No,
I got nothing to do with the rules.
Yeah, we just have random names that come out of the people who have signed up, and unfortunately, that's it. If somebody doesn't call in 10 minutes, we don't draw another name. It's one shot.
And we don't draw. The computer does it.
Yeah, computer
and then
just spits
some
them out.
person just gives it to us.
Yeah.
And I had nothing to do with the rules, y'all.
Yeah. So apparently people are signing up and then not playing, which is keeping a lot of people from winning a lot of money. So we're trying to give away money. We really are trying to give away a lot of money. So if you have signed up, please listen in 9, 11 a.m., 1, 3, and 5 p.m. You can double your paycheck up to $1,000, basically $1,000 free money. And we've had people that have nominated as many as 18 people. And that really increases your chances because if any of those 18 people that, like, for instance, Crystal had nominated, any of them call in and win, she gets $500.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so she's got a pretty good odds. So a lot of people got, some good interest riding on this. So let's make a count today. 9 a.m. Again, we're going to be doubling up your paycheck.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, I don't have to tell you guys that last night on Dancing with the Stars, it was Britney night.
Okay.
I know you know. I don't have to tell you. I'm sure you watched it. It was crazy stuff. It looks like Christine Chu was sent home, the TV person. So she is not going to be dancing anymore.
Yeah, who is Christine Chu?
TV personality Christine Chu was sent home on Britney night.
Where are they finding these people?
Okay, it's TV personality.
TV personality?
That tells you right there. No one knows you.
Yeah. Okay.
Somebody you do know, William Shatner, who is now 90 years old, is announcing that he will be launching into space coming up in just a few days on October 12th. He'll be on that Blue Origin flight. And at 90 years old, he's going to be the oldest dude ever in space.
Wow.
But it's only one of those 15-minute trips. So it's like,
They are kind of making going to space not as cool. I'm just saying.
if you can't be up there for like a few hours or at least spend the night, I mean, it's kind of like, all right.
If you can go to space as long as it takes me to go to the mall, I don't think it's that cool anymore.
Yeah. And less than a week after her father was removed as the conservator of her state, Britney posted a message to her social media and said how much gratitude she had for the hashtag Free Britney movement. She said, because of you guys and your constant resilience in freeing me from my conservatorship, my life is now going in that direction. I feel your hearts and you feel mine.
Oh, wow.
I cried because I know that my fans are the best. Oh, that's sweet.
Was that a tough story to get through? I'm just say, I don't know, you're a Britney fan.
I do love Britney. I'm happy for her because the more you hear about what her dad was up to, I mean, it sounds like he was just terrible and awful. And she's just sad, and now she's just happy again.
She does.
I want her to be happy.
Man, you know she's coming out with a new album. You know it's happening.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jay Bird?
Well, I had a couple show things to talk to y'all about.
Okay.
Figured maybe give a peek behind the scenes to the nice people that listen to our program.
Okay.
I know we got a Duet Biatch coming up today.
Yeah, we do.
And the two punishments we got probably that would be able to pull off. And the boys in the back are on board. So it's really up to Virginia. It's me, Suits, Denny's. We're all ready to do it. You've got either mousetrap, setting it off with your tongue, or syrup to the eyeball.
All right, of the two, I guess I would prefer syrup to the eyeball.
Wow,
Yeah.
Denny said you'd go probably mouth to the tongue. The mousetrap to the tongue. I thought you'd go mousetrap to the tongue too.
I think that's
Really?
going to be more painful.
Oh, yeah. That sounds really crazy and intimidating.
Well, let me just tell you, I've had some liquids thrown in my eye before, and that's no Swiss picnic either. That's why I wanted to talk about it now, Kevin.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
I know if we hit
Later,
with
it's going to be a big problem.
Yes, it needs
Yeah.
to marinate in the witch's brain for a second.
Yeah.
I'm so annoyed.
I knew you would be. I sensed that. The other thing, I wanted to give a note to the people that wanted to be a part of the KVJ horror movie. I'm going to be reaching out to you. We're doing an extras. They're going to be extras in the movie. We're not doing it today. We're doing it next Tuesday. So if you do listen and you hear this part of the show, I will be reaching out to you. Just give me a couple more days. It's going to be next Tuesday.
Okay. All right.
And that's really all I got. Just some show stuff.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, we can find out what people in the chat room would rather see on KVJ TV. Would you rather see syrup in the eye or mousetrap to the tongue?
The witch is dressed nice today. I like that orange jacket.
Thank you. It's my Halloween jacket.
It's very Halloween.
It is.
It's very topical.
I can only wear it in October, so get used to it. You're going to see it a lot.
Okay. All right. Well, we can check on that. If you're in the chat room, just go to YouTube, look for the KVJ show, and you can give us feedback on what you'd rather see for Duet Biatch coming up at about 8:15 this morning. What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
I took a peek at that Squid Game on
Yeah.
Netflix because I heard you talking about it. I heard everybody talking about it. I love a game show. I love everything Asian. So I was like, okay, I could probably get into this. It is weird. It's like intense.
Okay.
It's at times really cheesy and corny, but when they're playing the game, holy crap.
It's pretty intense.
I don't know if I'm strong enough for that show. It was very intense.
I saw the trailer for it, yeah, and I was like, that is pretty intense. I know a lot of people are saying that that we would love it. And yeah, I'm not there right yet. I've got enough other stuff to watch, and so I'm gonna kind of see how this thing pans out, let other people and see all the reviews, and maybe one day I'll get to it. But it is definitely one thing that a lot of people are talking about.
When they're playing the game, it ropes you in so hardcore. I was like, wow.
And you were following it? You were able to follow it?
Yeah, it's dubbed with it's dubbed with English.
Yeah.
So their lips are moving, but they're speaking English. It's somebody that's overdubbed it.
Yeah, my wife and Cannon were watching it last night. My wife was watching it without her glasses, and I'm like, so did you guys do the subtitles or did you do the overdubbing? She's like, the overdubbing. She's like, it was in English. It was just them, and they were doing English. I'm like, yeah, that was the overdubbing. I'm like, you didn't notice that the mouths weren't matching up? So I got my glasses on.
That might have helped her, actually.
Yeah. I had no idea.
That's
She's
amazing.
like, so what is it done in Spanish? I'm like, no, it's Korean.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I
it was
love
pretty
her
awesome.
question.
Yes, that's what happens when she watches TV without glasses on. Yeah. There's a woman who's fluent in Korean that's saying that the English subtitles on Squid Game are terrible and that they totally actually change the whole message of the show.
When you're watching it, that's the cheesy part. When I said how it's cheesy, like the words don't match up with the action exactly. I think the action is less cheesy. The words make it more cheesy and dumb.
Yeah, well, it might
I
be
think
that.
it's getting lost in translation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I really do. I noticed the same thing because the action is much cooler than the words they've given it.
Okay. Yeah, it's really kind of interesting to see how people are taking it, what's going on with it. So
The game itself is horrifying. I had nightmares last night. I'm quite certain it's because of Squid Game.
Welcome to the Nightmare Club.
I don't know if I'm going to go back to Squid Game.
I
only
you.
watched like a couple episodes of it.
I said you're too soft for Squid Games.
I think I might be too soft for Squid
You're
Game.
too soft for Dateline, and you watch too much Dateline. You gotta reel it in.
I know.
I know.
I do. I have nightmares.
I know. I'm too soft for Dateline. Dateline has kind of changed me.
What I've got on my mind here today, it's been interesting the last couple of days. I got my mom's laptop after she had passed away, and I had some problems with my regular laptop, the letter T, just not working. So I had to take it in and, get a whole new keyboard put in for $200 kind of thing to salvage that.
You need a T to sign your name. You got a T in your name.
You're right. I do have a T on my name. It's very difficult.
Very
to do.
annoying.
Very difficult to do. So it's really kind of interesting if you've ever been here when you have a parent that has passed away to go through some of their stuff. And anymore, there's really nothing more personal than somebody's laptop.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it really has got me thinking a lot.
Do you feel nosy or do you feel like, at this point, whatever?
It's a weird, I'm in between. I feel a little nosy and I feel prying, like this isn't, because I very much respect people's privacy. And, even my mom, even though she's not around. So there's part of me that feels that way.
But you're not deliberately seeking out stuff, are you? You're just kind of running into it as you're going through the computer.
Yeah, I'm going through it right now, but I am sorting through stuff to say, okay, that is, my mom had her own little hobbies and things like that will never be needed again. And so those kind of things I'm purging and getting rid of those, because what my mom did was she did a lot of family history stuff. Her and her sister were big on going around and documenting the family and taking photos and that ancestry.com. And so I'm trying to go through and find that. So I really need to go in and open up documents to find out what this is and if it relates to any of that stuff. Is this something that we would want to keep and hold on to?
Sure, yeah, that's the stuff you want to keep.
So unfortunately, that does require going through a lot of stuff to make sure that I'm not about to chuck away a document or something like that might be of some relevance that we would want to hold on to. So, by no choice of my own, I'm kind of going through it. And so, yeah, I do feel kind of weird going through her files and her photos. And there's part of me thinking, wow, okay, if this happened to me and somebody's going through my laptop, would there be things that they would find that would, be like, oh, man, I wouldn't want anybody to see that?
You're totally normal to feel that way. When my mom passed away, there's just some stuff you don't need or want, and it was hers, and you have to either throw it away or sell it. And I remember when her sister, Aunt Ann, was selling some of my mom's stuff at the garage sale. She would sell it, and then as she would sell it, she'd almost fight with the person and go, well, I don't want you to take it. I'm like, Ann, you can't sell it and then get mad at the person for taking it.
That's heavy.
It was really heavy. She broke down in tears during the garage.
Oh, Lord.
It gets weird, man. It gets weird.
The buyer's like, never mind. I don't want it no more. You're crying. It's weird.
I had to leave. It was too heavy.
I can only imagine how many people have gone through a loved one's belongings after they've passed and found things that may radically change how you think about the person. And I haven't stumbled into that with Mom, but there are a few interesting things. One, I ran into a petition she had gotten started in her town to ban an open container law downtown.
Which kind of goes totally against what we believe
It's
in.
completely against everything I believe in.
I believe in open containers for everyone.
I hope she was not watching me this weekend at the Keys.
Oh.
That's one of my biggest political platforms.
Yeah, she was in the petition she'd written up that she was hoping to get names on. It was just how this will be a gateway to, leading into
Fun,
drinking and drugs.
smiles.
And it's not the family atmosphere that we want to promote in our downtown area.
Could lead to more money, tourism.
Happiness.
Well, it was interesting because I had conversations with Mom. She was, kind of talking about the area that they have there and redevelopment and things like that. And I talked about things that towns in South Florida had done. And I had actually said, you need open containers when people can walk around and have that kind of downtown area. So she went the exact opposite way of where I'd, recommended. I think probably what I had said, actually, she's like,
oh,
you
no.
know what? Yeah, I can't imagine the hedonism of people walking around with a wine or a beer on our city streets. I mean, that's just going to lead to chaos and vandalism.
You put the idea in her head.
Yeah, I realized that I did. And so she went the other way and then thus started a petition to ban any kind of open container that might ever happen in that town.
Did it work?
I don't know where it ever went. I just found the document, and it looked like just the template for it that, it didn't have signatures or anything on it. But,
Thank goodness.
Yeah, but-
everybody was like, no, we're not signing that.
But to see that that's where she had gone with it, to say, oh, okay, wow, that's something that could happen. We might have some. I can't believe that somebody would want to be able to walk around with an open BO
That's
line.
so funny. Your exact recommendation, she went the opposite
The
way.
exact opposite way of what I was saying. You know what you really need, Mom? You guys got to have where people can have a wine or a beer and walk around and enjoy things.
Oh,
and no. She just, I said that. She was just thinking like cars are going to be on fire and,
Chaos.
I mean, just mass chaos.
People fist fighting each other.
It's all of a sudden Bourbon Street. We don't want that kind of hedonism here. So, yeah, it is really kind of interesting you've ever gone through that.
How's your dad doing?
He's doing okay. He is doing all right. If there's one benefit, I talk to him a lot more because I used to always talk to Mom and then she would just pass on, okay, I'll let him know that you're doing fine. So, it's really kind of kicked up my relationship with my dad more. And so, we're trying to text or, stay in communication about every day. And so that's good. But, he admitted over the weekend that, he's having a sad day. It was tough. And plus, they're starting to get their cloudy winter weather and, that starts coming in.
It's always tough, too, a few weeks after because people start to get back to their own lives and you're alone a lot more. And I find that to be the toughest time. There's
Thank
so
goodness
much going on in the beginning.
He's still working, though, right? He's got his work.
He is.
That is great.
Yeah.
Because, my dad's going through it, too. He just lost his wife.
Yeah.
And he is retired. And so, I don't know what he's doing. I keep asking him what he's doing. I was talking to my grandma last night about what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's doing things. Like, your dad's still working.
Right.
I wish my dad was still working.
Oh, it's going to make it way worse. Yeah, you got to stay busy. Even if he's not working just to make money, just to do something. A hobby to keep his mind
and even
active.
if you're working now becomes like travel. Like go somewhere once a month. Like start planning trips, start doing things. Like don't just stay in the house where you were together with your wife that died all the time.
Staying alone with the memories by yourself is not a good place to live constantly.
I thought about this over the weekend. It would be a good podcast. All three of our dads getting together and just talking about their lives. That'd be fascinating because they're all kind of going through the widow thing.
Yeah.
Which is very weird.
So do you want to release that right before the holidays? It sounds like a real big uplifter.
Yeah. People that, have had somebody really close to them die and now they're trying to go through the holidays.
Yeah, we call it the sad cast.
Yeah. Can you guys just talk a lot about, how sad you're going to be during the holidays and
Oh my gosh.
missing having somebody in your life and how quiet the house is. And,
I didn't think I wanted a drink today. But after that,
We can call it Alone, the podcast.
that might be the most saddest thing you've said.
Dead Wives Club.
I don't know. That's not. I'm not approaching my dad with this.
Hey, Dad, you want to go on this podcast we have called Dead Wives Club?
I am not hitting the juicy daddy up with that.
I'll ask him.
to Virginia.
I'm not feeling that
Virginia's the
idea.
leader of the fun committee. Wow, that's so sad.
No offense, but I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
I would listen to that.
Might be a little soon for Dad, too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, we're doing this Dead Wives podcast. You want to talk about? I know you're really sad over the weekend. You want to dig into that?
Maybe it wouldn't be healing. I don't know.
Okay.
I thought it maybe be healing. Camaraderie, bonding.
Wow. Somebody had said, yeah, I had to do that with a parent's laptop. And I found some things that definitely the family wouldn't have liked, but out of respect for them, I just kind of, got rid of it and didn't tell anybody about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
if it's
why would you do
stuff
that?
that's going to cause drama or pain, just delete it.
Well, or even just private embarrassment. If it's something that,
Yeah,
adult,
it's just better off.
and it's not going to hurt anybody. But
Don't do mom dirty.
Don't do
Yeah.
mom or dad dirty. Exactly.
Yeah. That's why I it's one thing that I guess you don't necessarily think about, but passwords are a big thing, and we're trying to figure out some of the passwords to get access to stuff. And it's the same thing we've talked about where you've got a cleaner or a buddy that's going to go that will take care of any of that embarrassing stuff you got at your house. They know where it is, what to get rid of. Probably the same thing with any of your digital things, letting them know the overall password to get in. Say, hey, here's some files you need to get rid of because somebody said, yeah, I've got really hard math questions in a folder and it says like tough math questions and it's all porn. So, but imagine if somebody's going to say, oh, they've got math questions. I love math. It's like, whoa, my goodness.
Gosh, look at that equation.
Oh, my, that's just, you may have those kind of files. And who wants anybody to find that?
No, Denny's is my guy. The sweet
Yeah.
Denny's is going to make sure it's all real nice like.
Denny's knows all of our passwords too. I mean, every time I update a password, I give it to him because he puts it all in some organized file. He's got everything.
Yeah, if Denny's wanted to ruin my life, he could do it with a couple buttons. And so could our old producer, Heather.
Yeah.
And so could our old producer, Mariana. And Virginia.
Yeah.
You all know my information.
I've got way too many people that can take me down.
Totally. I am a
I know it's only a
sitting
matter of time.
Oh, it's a matter of time.
One of them one day is going to get all upset with me and they're going to sing.
Oh, yeah. It's happening.
And it's going to get ugly. I saw this stat, which I thought was interesting and something to keep in mind. It really shaped my perspective on stuff. 90% of the time that we spend with our parents or even with our kids in their life will be over by the age of 18.
Oh, my gosh. You could use that on Virginia's horribly sad podcast.
On the Dead Wives Club?
Yes.
Let's start off with a stat for you.
All children leave.
That's a great stat to start
then-
that off with.
Yeah.
You're alone again, the podcast.
The 6 o'clock hour's kind of hurting my heart.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, wow, 90% of the time you'll spend with your parents has happened by the age of 18. Now, that is just the norm. But that, to me, is a statement about, put it all in perspective. And yeah, I mean, you spend so much time with your parents, but keep in mind, with your kids, I know a lot of times there may be things I could run off and do by myself, and I don't think to spend extra time with your kids. Do that, realizing that, man, after they turn 18, keep in mind, those times together really are a lot more fleeting. So if you have that chance, can I do something stupid off by myself or do something with my kid? Do it with your kid. Take that option as many times as you possibly can, because to me, that reshaped things. And, the other way, too, with your parents. And maybe you're not spending a lot of time together. Say, okay, let me try to get as much time in as I can.
I feel like me and Mags, I don't know Rocco yet because he's not old enough, but me and Mags are so much alike and we enjoy hanging out together and doing stuff together. Like, I didn't have that really with my mom or my dad when I was her age because we just weren't ever on the same page.
Yeah.
But I've kind of made an effort to stop that and change that and be on the page with Mags.
A deeper relationship.
I feel like my parents didn't have really a friendship or a relationship with me. Like,
They loved you because they're your parents, but you wanted to get a little bit closer and
Right.
get to know them better.
I don't think we had much in common.
I think I felt a little bit that way with my parents, but there were things that we did that, still instill with me that I love. We went to a lot of college football games and things like that, which, I still love that.
Maybe another witch dropped you off at the doorstep. Like, here, take her.
Yeah.
A stork witch?
Raise her. I could never relate to my mom and dad.
I think the era is different, too. I think that we grew up in an era where parents didn't have those kind of relationships with their kids.
You're
and
right.
I think today, and, there is, people talk about that, the parents want to be friends with the kids more than they want to parent them. And yeah, there is a line you got to watch to walk on that when it comes to discipline. But at the same time, my wife really has that approach. We have very good relationships with our kids. We hang out a lot with them, even the ones that are 23. But yeah, we don't see them as much as we did.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a balance where you can still discipline your kids, but also still be a friend and someone they trust and want to be around.
Right.
Like, I feel like Mags and Rocco would want to be close. I couldn't wait to move away. Mm-hmm. I couldn't wait to get away from my parents and do my own thing. Mm-hmm. I feel like Mags and Rocco, they like hanging.
Yeah.
When did you start always dressing in black dresses? When did you start seeing that happen?
When I met you. I mean, it really made me want to be a witch.
Oh, yeah. I made it come out.
You brought out the dark side.
Yeah. But yeah, not to be depressing or sad, but I think just for perspective on where you are now with your kids, you may change how you spend your day to day and not take for granted some of those moments, thinking, you know what, I've seen my kids every day. I need to break from the kids. Realize that 90% of the time that you'll spend with them will have happened by the age of 18.
I love, I don't actually think it's depressing. I think it's an eye-opening stat to make you think a little bit and possibly hit the reset button.
Well, I've learned too, like just over the past year, if I want more time with Mags, I really have to schedule it and plan things and plan vacations and like do that fun stuff and really make the effort, because otherwise her fun stuff is going to include her friends more than me.
Yeah.
And I want us to be a close family. I want to work and make that important.
It does take a little effort on the parents' part. Yeah.
And my parents didn't put in that effort. I just don't think that they
try to do fun things.
I don't think their parents put in the effort.
No.
When I think about my mother and my grandmother, they saw each other once a year.
Right. Yeah.
And that's it.
Different era. So, yeah, just something to think about. Okay, got some random questions here for you. When life gets difficult, what keeps you going? My dad, the other day when he was talking about it, he's like, yeah, I've had kind of a sad day today. And what turned it around for him? Music. He put on music and he said, these 6 songs got me going.
Aww.
And I was like, yeah, I'm the same way as my dad. That to me, music is all about a mood setter. And if I put on the right songs, I can't be in a bad mood. And so I love that. So that's the number one thing for me. But other people might have things. Maybe you put on a favorite show or something like that.
Yeah, for me, it's writing and playing music. If I'm working on it, playing the guitar or something, it can take me away from whatever is bringing me down.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
I'd say if you have pets, too. Being around animals.
Yeah.
Taking a dog out for a walk, things like that, too, sometimes.
Haagen-Dazs, that helps.
Yeah, it's true.
Food, too.
That's true.
A big thing of ice cream, but then I eat it, and then afterwards I'm like, I'm so fat and sad.
You gotta get out of that cycle. Yeah, you can't eat ice cream that leads to more depression.
Right.
No, you can't.
Okay, well, we got this question today. Is this going to be the punishment for the loser of Duet Biatch? Pouring syrup in your eye. I saw this question, and it's a good debate. Is syrup supposed to be served hot or cold?
Oh, I love it warm.
Yeah, on ice cream. To go back to your ice cream, I love a hot syrup on some ice cream.
On anything. Pancakes, as a side dipper for bacon.
Yeah, it needs to be warm. It's better warm.
I think it is better warm, too. I do agree with you. If you owned a store, what would you sell? What do you think you would want to sell?
I mean, there's so many food items I want to sell. I want a food truck.
Mm-hmm. I think I would probably go sports memorabilia. That'd be kind of fun. Helmets, things like that.
My buddy did that. It gets annoying after a while. You get a lot of sport dorks.
Yeah.
And a lot of these sport dorks are not easy to deal with. Yeah, I don't know. Think it through, Ralston.
Okay. All right. Just throwing out ideas.
I got a little crafty, not this weekend because we were in the Keys, but last weekend I made these little, you hang them on the wall. It's a little framed sign and it says in fancy writing, ring bell for champagne. And then I hooked up a doorbell to it.
Yeah.
So you hang it on the wall right next to your bed, but when you press it, it depresses a real doorbell. And it makes me laugh because I ring it all the time. And Panda's like, I'm not going to get you champagne. It just makes me laugh.
I also wouldn't mind if I could develop my own delicious pizza that everybody loved. Where it gets...
Pizza shop?
Yeah, but it becomes one of those things where it's a national thing. Oh, my gosh. Have you had Jaybird's Pizza? It's, oh, my gosh. Forget about it.
My wife was talking about when she was in high school, she worked for a pizza shop. And she was talking about this pizza owner, short little squat dude, but she said he had a massive ego and he walked around like he was the man because people loved his pizza. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
You can get an ego and have an attitude just because you got a successful pizza shop or two?
I saw it even at the Russ Market that I did in Lake Park. My buddy runs it. It's the first time I got to see all the vendors and all that. And anytime you run anything where it's successful and people are into it, you're going to have people going, all right, this guy's a powerful man right here.
Yeah.
Whether it's pizza, whether it's softball.
It is. Yeah, I remember there was a couple dudes that would walk around the softball fields that in life, if they walked off the softball field, they were a complete nobody. But on the softball field, they ran things. They had power. They were like the man or woman.
The small town I played baseball in my freshman year with, they had this restaurant. And the owner had the best restaurant in town. And he would walk around and people looked at him like he was a celebrity because he had the best restaurant in town.
Yeah, kind of crazy.
It wasn't a very big town.
Okay. All right, another random question for you. They got the Super Bowl set up. You got Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Eminem is going to be a part of it.
Did you see Shaq and Snoop rapping G Thing?
Yeah, they were kind of doing that little thing where they got together. So you're going to see a resurgence of that coming up. But who should play the Super Bowl halftime show that hasn't yet? That was good. They got some of the old school rappers in there.
Billy Joel hasn't played, has he? If you did Billy Joel and Elton John, that'd be a really good halftime show.
That would? Okay.
I think so.
Got to get on that fast, though. I know Elton's about ready to wrap it all up.
And plus, just you got to wrap it up because
Billy hates it. Elton probably is done.
Hey, never mind.
Yeah. Who do you think should play it? My own selfish suggestions. I don't know if people would like it. I like the Foo Fighters to play it. I don't know if anybody else would like it. I'd like to see the Killers doing a Super Bowl halftime show. I don't know if anybody else would like it. But yeah, as far as people who haven't played it yet, that you just got to see, I don't know if there's many artists left that I'd be like, oh man, how have they not played a Super Bowl halftime show yet?
Yeah, for some reason the Super Bowl halftime show just does not get me excited. It's like, whatever.
Okay.
I know.
Okay, what are you addicted to right now? Anything that you really love that you just can't get enough of?
Yeah, nuts.
Yeah.
I've been really on a nut kick. You brought in those nuts. I gotta thank the witch for name that nut. You brought in some Publix nuts that were those salty kind.
Oh, yeah.
And just the texture of them were good. So I kept buying them, and then I got my taste buds back. And holy crud balls, they are delicious.
They are yummy.
Yeah.
The generic ones.
Publix makes a nice mix.
They do.
Yeah. I got a serious nut addiction right now. Yeah, I go crazy on those nuts.
Yeah, it's not the almond, it's the other one. Start naming nuts.
Cashew.
Nope, keep going.
Macadamia.
Nope.
Brazil.
No. Walnut?
Pecan.
A walnut. A real
Walnuts?
A salty,
They
soft.
say walnuts are so really good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not with coatings of salt.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah, you know. Yeah. Publix chicken wings, still addicted to. Get those probably once a week. Man, they're so good. Those are probably the two big things that I'm really addicted to right now.
I really do think I'm addicted to pizza. I think
Okay.
because my body aches for it. It yearns.
You do eat a lot of pizza.
More than anyone I've ever met in my life. No one eats more pizza than me. I've never met one person.
Rocco and you are a lot alike because if he could, if I let him, he would order pizza every day.
And I pretty much
and never get sick of it. But
Okay.
he's 6.
All right. Somebody said, I am addicted to the fantasy football. Boy, that stuff will suck you in. Can't stop reading articles, Reddit threads. I mean, writing weekly newsletters for my league. while I sit at 0-4. It's infuriating. Yeah, that I got to watch the fantasy football stuff too. I got into a league one time. I became obsessed with it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I can see you just all consumed.
I was. That's why it's like video games, fantasy football.
That's why I can't play video games.
Yeah,
man.
I just got to stay away from it because I become obsessed.
I go in these runs where I go, man, you got to put it down.
No, I'm like, that's not going to give me the life I want. I can't do it. A lot of people are saying things related to cheese. Someone said I'm addicted to cheese or cheese curd. Somebody else is addicted to. Cheese has that addictive pull on a lot of people, and I'm on a cheese kick too. I'm right there with you.
What kind of cheese you getting down with? Because right now I'm on a provolone kick.
Get a Gouda.
Ooh, a smoked Gouda.
I go with it's kind of a smoky Gouda, and you kind of get like the block of it, and oh man, it's like a higher end cheese.
You would make a great smoked Gouda grilled cheese. Do you want to do that tomorrow?
Want to put in a little bit extra work, Virginia?
I think he just thinks I'm his personal chef.
No,
Yeah.
I think you're a talented human.
If you bring in the ingredients, I'll make whatever you want.
Oh, yeah. Hear that, boys? Grilled cheese party tomorrow.
Okay.
Just tell me what I'm making so I know to bring in the proper pan.
I'll bring the ingredients in. You bring the pan.
Okay.
Somebody else said I'm addicted to these brownie Snickers. They're so delicious.
They are good.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there's a blueberry lemon muffin that's got crumbles on top.
Oh.
Just can't get enough of.
Crumbles is just my game.
Yep. Somebody's got a cookies and cream coffee creamer that they're addicted
Ooh,
to.
I've seen that in the store.
Okay.
I'm ready to go on a run. I'm ready to go on a little snack run.
And not like a jog.
No.
He don't mean he's gonna get some aerobic activity in.
I've been really, really good. I'm ready to break free.
Somebody said I'm addicted to peanut M&Ms. I eat a family-sized bag a day.
They are so good.
Yeah.
They're good, and so are just the peanut butter.
The peanut butter M&Ms are fantastic.
Either one. I don't know, about years ago, I got on an M&M addiction. And, oh, man, that was tough to kick. Because, man, it was so good. They're just, you can just take them and go.
Do you want to do breakfast today, Mama?
No, I'm good.
It's on the bird. Whatever you want.
I'm not worried about.
Eggs galore. Make it rain hash browns up in here.
I do love eggs.
I know you do.
Yeah, somebody said I'm addicted to egg sandwiches with slices of random deli meat. So you're not alone.
Egg and cheese, like a grilled cheese
Yeah.
with a big piece of egg, is so yummy.
She had a big old egg sandwich. Didn't you have that on Saturday down in the Keys?
I did.
Yeah, sorry eating it.
You were just sitting there watching me eat it.
That's great.
Sounds lovely.
Freak.
All right. Anything else to
Who
add?
sits there and watches
He
a
does.
hungover chick eat egg?
That's what he does.
Just drinks it in.
It wasn't pretty.
Go get your own egg. Stop looking at mine.
Yeah. And somebody said they're addicted to the pumpkin donuts right now at Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay, yeah.
I know you got those seasonal flavored foods out there.
And Kev, you can pair that with a $3 pumpkin latte.
Very nice.
I run on Dunkin'.
Plug.
Solid plug. Okay, we got some celebrity birthdays for today. Happy birthday to Jesse Palmer. Do you know who that is, Virginia?
Jesse Palmer was The Bachelor, right?
He was.
Yes.
And you know what he's doing now, right?
He's taking the job of Chris Harrison.
Yeah, he is going to be the new host of The Bachelor. So if you're not aware of who he is, you're going to be seeing a lot of this dude.
He's cute.
Yeah, he's a good-looking dude. I mean, he was a Bachelor, and I know him because he does a lot of college football stuff. He's a former Florida Gator quarterback, and so he's going to be, he does his football gig during the season, and then he's going to be doing his Bachelor gig in the offseason.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, not bad at all. He's turning 43 today. Kate Winslet of Titanic fame turns 46 years old today. Also got a birthday shout out to Steve turning 35 from baby Lily and Courtney.
Aww.
Also, happy birthday to Noemi from Poppy, Mommy Jr., Elias, and the Singing Monsters from the Magical Sanctum. Okay.
Sounds like a fun place.
It does.
It really does. Okay, you got something from the Magical Sanctum and you'd like to wish somebody a birthday, you can on the KVJ Show. Just hit us up, mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com. What do you think about this idea? Would this work? Yelp reviews for dating.
I don't hate it. It's a great idea.
How do you know they're going to be honest, though?
True.
That sounds like there's going to be a lot of disgruntled comments.
Yeah, I think that is the biggest issue with it. Is that's the biggest problem from what I hear with Yelp itself. Is you get somebody that wants to go in and sabotage a business, and they will go in there and just write some bad reviews, and so you don't know what you really can believe.
A lot of times, though, people are bad at doing it. You can tell that they're sent there to just kind of wreak havoc. If you're good at writing a bad review to make it seem like it's real, and you went to somewhere, like if it's a restaurant,
Yeah.
you can go there and make it seem like you had a legit experience, and that you're just being pissy. So if you're able to do that, it could be good. Excuse me.
Right away, that's negative, but it doesn't, come off.
Are you
like,
okay? You sound like you need to vomit.
I was eating before I got on the stage here.
Yeah, it could be an interesting thing. It would be great to know the pros and cons of a person before dating them. I mean, that's why people do Google searches, try to find out some information. But imagine if you could hear from one of their ex-boyfriends or girlfriends that could rate them and leave comments about what their personality is like, what was good about them. Because, what may be a negative to one person might be a positive to another.
You could rate their sense of humor, how they are in the bedroom.
It just is it's always probably going to be, probably 80% of the time going to be a little negative because, as my smart friend told me one time, things that end usually end badly. Otherwise, they wouldn't end.
And yeah, absolutely.
If they were honest reviews,
nobody's going to be honest.
If
they're going to be emotional and upset.
If you were able to get honest reviews, it would be an amazing asset.
Yeah, that's why it would be great if you could, but unfortunately this magical world's not going to exist where you can get a truthful review of somebody.
But I do feel like you're the kind of person that would be able to sit down and
remove all emotion,
give pros and cons on you could do it with the Queen, you could do it with us. You could do that and take your emotion out of it.
Yeah, because he's mature. Most people aren't mature.
If you're able to do that, I think the Yelp reviews would work.
I would be great. I would write a review that I think would be fair to everybody I've been in a relationship with.
I think I could write a fair review as well.
But unfortunately, we just don't have sensible people that can be fair.
What do you think about Virginia? Do you think someone like Virginia throws off those averages?
Could you imagine Virginia trying to write a fair review?
Oh my God. You have to write a fair review about your ex.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
First things first.
Yeah. Well, this I thought was an interesting question, an email that we got. Is this a sign of a healthy or a toxic relationship? The email said, I've been with my girlfriend for over a year now. She was recently watching her niece when she got called into work. Her sister was getting a massage and she couldn't reach her either, and she really needed to know where I was to have me watch her niece. I was paddleboarding at the time, but she said that she hated that she had no idea where I was and said that we are definitely at the point in our relationship where we should both be able to share our location with each other 24/7. Look, I don't have anything to hide, but there is something awesome about knowing that if I needed to, I could. I told her I thought that it was more of a thing you do when you're married. Well, this caused a fight, and I eventually gave in. My girlfriend said that this is merely a sign of an evolved and healthy relationship. To me, it actually feels a bit toxic. Is this a sign of a healthy or a toxic relationship when you share your location with each other 24/7? You have that where you can pick up the phone and I know exactly where they are. This is great.
Run!
Everybody in our family is on Life 360 except Panda. Panda won't do it.
Well, for this situation you're talking about, no. Everybody needs a little bit of privacy. That does not mean you're cheating on somebody. To his point, just knowing that you have the ability to get away if you need to clear your head.
Yeah.
I think it's out of line to ask somebody to always know where they're at.
Okay. Suits, is our poll feature working in the chat? Yeah, I'd like to find out what people think.
Aren't you supposed to trust the person you're with?
Yeah, I think it is, but okay, you can look at this two different ways. Okay, I'll give you the pros of sharing the location. We got nothing to hide. There's nothing but open trust. I feel even more solid and confident in my relationship. there's a part of me too that I'm glad that you have your own free time and I give you that. And there are times where I like to be able to pick up and be like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool that they're doing that right now. They're off having their own time, and I just like to know where they are. We're in such love and such bliss that it's nice, and we can pick up and there's nothing being hidden.
If you're married with kids, I see that working.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're boyfriend, girlfriend, and you're not married, no. I mean, if Panda doesn't want to do it either, I get it.
Why? Because it's me that's asking?
Well, I think it's you he's running from.
Whatever.
Well, it feels
Well,
like
there's the door. Run.
it kind of feels like the answer should be like, yeah, of course I would share, because when you're not, it's like, okay, well, why would you ever care that I know where you are 24/7? What's the big deal? What would you have to hide? I'm giving you the free time. You can still go paddleboarding. You can go to the beach. You can go running off. You can do whatever you want to do. So what's the big deal if I know where you are?
I'll tell you why. Because it's going to breed a lot of unnecessary questions, and it's going to come off being paranoid, and that's going to start fights. So why were you over by the lake today? I saw that you were by the lake. Well, I was just
Thinking about jumping in. There's gators.
It's just no one likes someone on their ass all the time. It's a hall monitor. Why you going to the bathroom? Why you go there? It's too much. That you don't let your relationship breathe that way. In fact, I think you suffocate it.
Here's some comments from people that do or do not share their location with their partner. This text says, my fiance and I have our locations always shared. He rides motorcycles, and we both rather know if he ends up dead in a gutter somewhere.
Oh, yeah. There is a part of me that would like to know it for just safety.
That's a good excuse, though, for controlling people. Oh, I just want to know you're safe. Who are you eating lunch with right now? It's my mom.
Someone else texted in and said, I feel like it's nice to have from an emergency standpoint, especially when you can't get a hold of them and you think the worst. Okay.
Buster nailed it in the chat room. It's the pressuring and the pushing part that's the concerning. Yeah, practical uses, of course, having the 360 or whatever, knowing someone's okay. It's the fact that you're pushing for it. That's what it is. I get it. I get it.
So, you're in a relationship for over a year, and she's like, we ran into a situation where it would have been really beneficial if you would have had your information shared and I could have found where you were. Maybe it's time in our relationship to do that. Now, do you or do you not? And I could see where this would cause a fight in a relationship. If he's like, I don't want to do that.
I would not do it. And I would never expect to do that to somebody else either. Again, for this specific situation.
Okay. All right. So what do people say? Would you share your location in a relationship?
Oh, at least half the audience is going to say definitely, because half of the people are controlling.
Well, in a panic situation, when I can't find you, it'd be just nice to know where you were if you weren't answering your phone and there was something emergency.
If that's the reason why, it's all about what's the intent of all of this going on. Are you trying to check up on the person you're with because you're paranoid and you need to have tabs on them all the time? Or is it really because you're afraid they're going to be falling in a tunnel somewhere?
It seems like the people that either ride motorcycles or the runners or they're fishing or they're things like that, they seem to have added reason, and those seem to be the couples that are most sharing their information with one another.
So if you don't run, motorcycle, or fish, you don't get to know.
It doesn't seem like you necessarily have that slam dunk. This is a life or death reason why we need to be sharing our information as to where we are at all times.
So if you're not living dangerously, you don't get to share location.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, you're not getting my location.
You got to be X Games to get location.
I do, but I don't want anybody to know my location. Family, friends.
So where it stands right now, would you share your location in a relationship? It's almost split down the middle. 55% of people in the KVJ TV chat room right now are saying yes, and the other 45% are saying no. So that's where it is. So if you're in a relationship and you suggest this, there is a 50-50 chance you're in a relationship with somebody that is going to fight back and say, heck no, you're not getting my location.
Seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Could open up a big fight. Am I the jerk? We can do some things sometimes and be blinded by the fact that we're not really being nice in that situation. You got one that you've been going through, you can send us an email. We'll give you our honest ruling on if you're being a jerk or not. It says, am I the jerk for reporting my manager to HR?
What did your manager do?
That's what we're going to find out. It says, I work in an office. We follow all COVID protocols established by our corporate office. My manager is very strict about following the protocols. However, she had some personal things she needed to tend to last week, moving, packing, etc. And 2 of our employees were out. One home with the Rona and the second home with the cold. She guilted one of my coworkers with the cold to come in anyway because she herself needed to leave. I was truly in shock and pissed off that she would do that, seeing as she exposed everyone else at work to this. I never called HR on management, but I'm very tempted to report her. In my opinion, what she did was very selfish. She knowingly exposed the whole office to someone who is sick just because she needed time off herself. She's a manager. Isn't that their job to be able to fill in for associates who are unable to be at work or fill that time slot in the schedule? Now I'm feeling under the weather and I don't get paid time off as a part-time associate. And if I have to call out of work, it would be because of her negligence. Am I a jerk for wanting to report her to HR?
I don't think so.
I don't think you're a jerk for wanting to do it. Would I do it? Probably not. I'm probably not getting involved. I would just be like, I just gossip behind her back.
If you're able to report your boss anonymously, I would say, yeah, definitely do it, because that's germs, bruh. In this day, with all the COVID scares all around you, anytime you get sick now, the first thing your mind starts thinking about is, oh my gosh, do I have COVID? Do I have COVID? Like, it's not fair to pass around cold germs either.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't report. I would just.
But yeah, I mean, if she finds out you reported her or him or whatever, what's the ramifications of that? And is there a way to do it anonymously?
Unless we get into a little bit of a snack mail situation where every single day, I'm not going to say nothing as long as there's a pizza on my desk. Snack mail.
Okay. That's the way to do it. Somebody texted and said, report her ass. So.
Oh, this is going to be one of those ones where you either report her or you are annoying.
Yeah, I'm not big on the snitching. I understand. I think you're right for feeling frustrated the way you are, especially if it's going to financially impact you. Yeah, what they're doing is not cool. But, yeah, you might start going down a road where you're going to have a very tough relationship with your management.
Yeah, if they find out you reported them, you know your boss is going to be a jerk.
Mm-hmm. This person sent an email, and they want to know, am I the jerk if I don't reconcile? I had a major falling out with a friend over 10 years ago and very rarely see her these days. Now, in a huge coincidence, my new boyfriend has just started working with her. She's in his ear about us reconciling, and he, of course, thinks she's absolutely charming and that I'm being completely unreasonable. Behaving like this is so her. But I've been burnt too many times by her and am simply not interested in the drama that always comes along with being her friend. I just don't want to look like a weirdo in front of my boyfriend, and I want her to stay well away from him. What should my tactic be from here on in? Am I the jerk if I don't reconcile?
This one's so difficult because when you have somebody in your life that causes you a good amount of pain, and that person's not family, and then one day you just decide, you know what, I don't want the pain anymore, and you make peace with breaking up with that person as a friend, you should be allowed to have that choice.
And there should be something to be said, too, to say, look, I'm not, holding on to negativity or bad feelings. I just don't want to associate with this person. They're just not who I want to have in my inner circle. Oprah's only got 3 friends. Oprah's probably doing it right.
Y'all, life is too short. You got to do things sometimes that keep the peace in your own world, too.
Look, and of course, the person who behaved badly is now asking for the reconciliation. Of course. Because they want to be able to feel better for what they've done.
Right.
But the person that did the bad behavior doesn't get to decide when the forgiveness should happen.
It don't work that way.
It doesn't work that way.
Unfortunately, when you do things that hurt people, whatever it is, there's a chance.
Sometimes you can't come back.
They may not forgive you. That's the way of the world.
Yeah.
It's cold and it sucks, but it's the truth.
I think you need to stand your ground with your boyfriend. I would say, look, I'm not harboring any ill will, but I just don't want to be in that place.
I've been there.
Yeah,
I don't want that drama.
It's exhausting, it's toxic, and I really want to limit those people out of my life, and I was able to cleanse her from my life. I don't want to open the door again. I don't need it.
It's too risky.
Yeah.
Because you put your feelings out there with somebody and you trust somebody and they hurt you, and it's like, this is self-preservation.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so
We're crushing it today.
Yeah, I think we should actually gotten paid for that one.
With the advice today, 100% Rotten Tomato score here. Nailed
Totally.
it. Yeah.
And another email here. Somebody wanted to know, am I the jerk for sexting my best friend's ex? I went up single a month ago. My best friend and her boyfriend hung out with me and kept me company. Then last week, my best friend tells me that they broke up. This was after a year together. She had decided that they weren't made for each other and they ended it. It was apparently very amicable, so there was no need for me to be mad at this guy. We'd actually gotten close too in our time together. So I also texted him to tell him that I was sorry about the breakup.
And that's where you messed up.
I did it when I was drunk at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, with a picture of me, sad face with cleavage.
Exactly.
I'm so sorry about your loss, but here's my boobies.
Followed by 3 booby pictures.
He assured me it was fine. And we had a nice text conversation.
Oh, I bet you did.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was drinking wine at my apartment. and,
Told you. Called it.
and the next thing I knew, I was tipsy and we were now sexting.
Oh, boy.
He must have then gone on and said something to my best friend because she got really upset with me for crossing the line. I know it might not be ideal timing, but I could actually see myself with her ex. We just click where they don't.
Oh, boy.
She dumped him, so does that mean I'm not allowed to be with a guy that she doesn't want? Am I the jerk?
You're clueless and you don't get how friendships work. Is pretty much how it goes.
Yeah, this is your best friend.
Your best friend, you're gonna do her dirty like that. Whether she broke up with him or not, there's history there. There's stuff that.
And not enough time has passed. I mean, you were just texting him to say you were sorry about the breakup that just happened.
Dirty.
Yeah.
If you want to date this guy, you got to give it 3 months, and then you got to go to your best friend first and say, hey, I was thinking about Bob. What do you think?
You did it all wrong, and I'm not so sure she hadn't done it more than once.
Yeah, we see you, girl.
She was hoping someone's gonna come in here. Oh no, you're fine, girl. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Bob likes your boobies too, but I'm telling you, you and Bob aren't going to be long term.
Well, Bob, B-O-B,
Okay.
B-O-O-B.
Yeah. Gotta tell you, sadly, on that one, you are the jerk. So, that whole Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp crash yesterday is weird. It was down more than 5 hours yesterday. I was trying to figure out what was going on. We're trying to post stuff up on the KVJ Show Facebook page, and it's not working. I'm going to Instagram, trying to post stuff up there. I'm like, that's not working. And, me, I always do everything wrong. So I'm like, what am I doing?
Everybody thought it was them.
I'm driving myself insane because I'm like, clearly I'm doing something wrong here because Facebook and Instagram, they're not going to be down. I'm like, well, maybe it's just they're doing something is a glitch. I go back an hour later, it's still down. I go back 2 hours later, it's still down. 3, 4, 5 hours, it was down.
I reset my phone 3 different times. I thought it was me.
Yes.
Then I saw everything trending.
It was driving me crazy. Yeah, you know what? I found out on Twitter that Facebook and Instagram was down.
Oh, Twitter loved it.
They did love it,
like,
absolutely. They were gloating and tap dancing all over them. The official explanation for the outage yesterday was a faulty configuration change. I don't know what that means, but when the world's biggest tech giant falls apart for 5 hours.
It sounds like tech mumbo jumbo that they
Yes.
say to you because they know you can't figure out what they're saying.
Right.
But really what they're saying is we just goofed.
Yeah, or we're doing something criminal and we're not telling you about it, so we're gonna act like everything went down and we're gonna throw some term out that nobody understands.
We had to turn it off so we could give all your information to the Russians.
Exactly. We just gotta confuse you with these terms.
It's weird because of what is going on. That's just what I said. The timing of it is weird. That Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp goes down for 5 hours yesterday. And then on Monday night, you had that Facebook whistleblower, Frances Haugen, who was talking about Facebook and saying that Facebook knows and they're very well aware and love that their platforms are used to spread hate, violence, and misinformation.
Francis.
And that they try to hide the evidence because they don't want to get in trouble because of it. It's really the negativity that really generates a lot of the interaction that happens that does so well for Facebook and its advertisers. In a sense, it is the wind beneath their wings, the fuel in their engine.
Oh, Facebook is so mad at Francis.
And so, in a sense, it is kind of a bomb. And now even Instagram, which went down for 5 hours yesterday, is under fire because they had direct knowledge that their impact on young users, especially teen girls, is bad and toxic for them. Yet they kind of encourage it and say, well, this is what is driving the engine of Instagram. We understand Facebook and Instagram is bad for you. And both these bombs dropped this week. And then they go down yesterday for 5 hours.
Something seems fishy, Zuckerberg.
It's because of a faulty configuration change? Now, it caused a lot of drama for a lot of people. The stock market yesterday dropped significantly because of what had happened with the social media giants. Facebook lost 5% of their stock price. Mark Zuckerberg lost $7 billion from his bank account.
Ooh.
So it was a bad 5 hours for old Zuckerberg. He had a bad day with it. And people are kind of debating, could we be seeing the beginning of the end for some of these platforms? Because now you just hear about how well TikTok is doing and how many users they have. Is it maybe time that Facebook and Instagram starts to topple, at least Facebook? Now, it still has over 3 billion users compared to TikTok's 1 billion. So it by far and away leads. But are we seeing the beginning of the end? So I don't know.
Are you saying just for all social media, or are you just saying for those?
No, for Facebook.
Okay.
Just for Facebook. The king may be dethroned.
Yes. Was that a crack yesterday in the wall of Facebook, or was it just what they said? Nothing but a little technical configuration glitch.
Okay,
It lasted 5 hours.
Get all their social security numbers.
Use some kind of term that makes it sound minimal when really it's major.
Okay, and send. All right,
Confuse them with technology they don't understand.
we just sent the file to Russia.
It just feels like maybe there was more to it than just a little technical glitch. But will we ever know? Probably not. All righty. I believe we're getting to that time for another round of Duet Biatch. Yes.
Are we doing mousetrap or syrup to the eye?
Well, I can tell you right now, I'm not doing mousetrap. Mousetrap on your tongue? Have you lost your mind?
It's easy. It's quick. It's quick.
All right, how about you can do that if that's what you want to do, and I'll do syrup to the eye. That's the other choice.
I'm just saying. Kevin sent an email. No, I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah, I try to handle this
I
the
know.
day before the show so we don't have to handle it on the air and then nobody responds to the email.
I did.
You did respond.
I did. That's what I'm also coming up with backup plans to my response too.
Yeah, Jaybird.
And it's still wrong.
And of course, Jaybird. So I sent the email. I'm like, okay, here's all the punishments. Let's decide this now before we get into the studio. And then Jaybird responded with, I like the, and I put, sometimes I put gag punishments on there.
They're
that I'm
not
like,
real.
Yeah, just to make sure you guys are paying attention because sometimes I don't hear them. Like, I don't even know if they're reading my emails. So I just put stuff on there. To see if you guys are paying attention to it. And I put a couple things on there that are so ridiculous. I thought, yeah, and Jaybird was like, let's do these.
Well,
I'm
let's
like,
do the ridiculous one.
They're ridiculous, but I didn't think they were that. We have done ridiculous stuff
Yeah,
like
you're
that
right.
before. There was 2 other ones that's on there that's way more ridiculous. I knew those are the joke ones. Yeah, I just think some people around here it might be soft.
okay. Do we have syrup?
Yes,
you want to
we
do
do.
that? We do.
We do.
Okay.
We have strawberry syrup.
Oh, okay. Well, that
It's
sounds
thicker.
lovely.
It's bolder.
It gives you more of a pink eye.
It gives you more of a pink eye. You should love it.
Yeah.
I'll be out for 4 days.
Yeah.
Just know, y'all won't see me till next Monday.
Okay. All right. So that's what we'll do. We'll have the losers do that. And kind of going around, I'm going to have Jaybird. He gets to pick out who his partner is going to be this week. So Denny's will prepare the names. You'll find out will it be Virginia, Denny's, or will it be Suits that you'll be
Pick your
partnering up with?
fate, Bird.
Yes.
I don't want Virginia.
Yeah, because last week we were paired together and you epically fell apart.
We were a terrible team. And the crazy thing, she still thinks she's in the right.
Yeah, I know I am. You blew it.
Duet Biatch. Time for another round of the fun game here. Been playing this for a while. We got new little wrinkles we do pretty much every single week with this.
Oh, yeah, we got new wrinkles.
Yeah. So one of the new wrinkles is kind of switching up the teams. We kind of got in that groove. So kind of going around and letting one person pick who their partner is going to be. Virginia got to pick last week. She picked Jaybird. That went real well. So this week, Jaybird gets to pull a name out here, and he's going to figure out who his partner is.
You got to figure out what this punishment is.
We are doing syrup in the eye.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Bird is going to draw out a name. See who he's going to get partnered up with here. He's rooting for Virginia. Let's see if he can get
He's
lucky.
rooting for anybody but Virginia.
Okay. What do you got there?
Virginia.
That's great.
I got Virginia. Oh my gosh.
See? You got your wish.
And she's mad about the syrup.
All right, Pennington, let's not blow it like you did last week.
All right.
Okay. All right. This is so much fun.
I'm the gambler this week, right? Or it doesn't matter?
Yeah, we got to go back and forth. So I was the gambler last week. Now you're the gambler.
Okay. All right.
We
so
don't
that's
have to. It's different teams.
yeah,
each
you
week.
do whatever
we
you
can
want
do
to
whatever
do.
we want.
Yeah.
Yeah, do what you think's gonna win.
Yeah. So who do you want
Let's
to
switch it.
We'll switch.
Yeah,
We'll switch
yeah.
it. Last week was terrible.
There was so much yelling. Yeah. It hurt feelings. Obviously, somebody hasn't let it go.
Okay.
Yeah, you.
All right. So it's you're the gambler, is that right? Okay. Jaybird is the gambler. He's going to be the one that's going to be pushing the odds.
Oh, is my team confusing you, Kevin? I'm sorry.
There's a lot. It's all over there. Okay, we got Denny's and Suits partnered up again this week. Who's going to be the gambler for you guys?
I think Suits is gonna gamble. I think we're gonna keep it the same.
Okay. All
That's
right.
the
You
last
like
time.
how that worked. Well, you got to win.
Yes.
You got to win. So something worked. Okay, all right. Here's how we do this. It is a topic and how many you can get in 10 seconds. The gambler is the one that pushes the number up for the teams. Okay, so you cannot communicate. Keep in mind, if you are the responder, you cannot let the gambler know, oh, I can't, I don't know.
Kevin,
I'm not good at math.
Yeah, you do that, you lose the point.
that one's hard.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. The first topic that we got here in Do It Bitch.
People think it's a really bad idea that we're doing this to our eye, by the way.
Really?
There's a lot of talk about the syrup in the eye.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll find out. Okay.
We're all hyped.
We'll find out.
Well, just don't lose, Bird.
Yeah. Okay, first one. TV shows that have been made into movies. Jaybird, you get to pick a number there. How many do you think Virginia can name in 10 seconds?
Virginia can name 3.
Okay, 3 of those. Okay, Suits, how many can Denny's do?
I'm going to say he can do 4.
Okay. All right. Bird, it's back to you.
Virginia can do 5.
So you can do 5. Okay. Suits, what do you think? TV shows made into movies.
You know what? Do it, bitch.
Okay. So it's going to sit at 5 TV shows that have been made into movies. You got to name them in 10 seconds. Virginia, your time begins now.
Brady Bunch, Star Trek, Star Wars, Goonies,
Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels.
Baywatch.
Sex and the City?
Sex in the City.
Damn it.
Sopranos.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
All
You
right.
know I'm not a big movie person.
I think you look beautiful today, and we still got this.
Okay.
Okay. First point goes to Denny's and Suits. Best out of 5.
Shut up, Jason.
Okay, next up, we're going to do human body parts that come in pairs. Okay, Suits, how many can Denny's name in 10 seconds?
I'll start with 4.
Okay, Jaybird.
Virginia can do 5.
Suits?
I'm gonna say, do it, bitch.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Okay, we got this.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so here we go. It is at 5 here. And that is for Virginia. You got to do 5 human body parts that come in pairs starting now.
Ears, eyes, lips, nostrils, hands, elbows, knees, ankles, big toes, pinky toes, thumbs.
I mean, technically, you could do every finger, right? They come in pairs.
Yeah, totally.
There's a lot you could do there.
Good job, Virginia. I think we got a point finally.
You did get a point. Very nice.
We got him.
You got a point. You tied it up.
Good job. You can look down. Good job.
Virginia was ready for that one.
It's your body.
Okay. All right. The next topic that we have here is New York City landmarks. Jaybird, how many can Virginia name in 10 seconds?
Virginia. I don't know why I called you Virginia. Virginia can name 4.
Suits? What about Denny's? How many
I'm
can he
gonna
name?
say he can do 5.
Okay, Jaybird.
Virginia can do 6.
Suits?
Do it, bitch.
Okay. 6 New York City landmarks in 10 seconds. Virginia, your time begins now.
Wall Street, Broadway, the Apollo Theater, Ed Sullivan Theater, Statue of Liberty, Empire State Building, Hell's Kitchen.
We accept in Hell's Kitchen.
I'm going to give you credit. 6 was the number. I'm going to give her 6.
A New York girl! A New York girl! Yeah! What's the area code there?
It wasn't one of the questions.
212.
212. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Virginia's bringing it today.
I have faith in you.
You are 1 away from a win.
Come on, Virginia. Oh, come on.
1 away from a win. Okay. All right. Next up here, the topic is birthstones. Suits, how many can Denny's name in 10 seconds? How many birthstones can he name?
I'm gonna start with 4.
Going to start with 4. Okay.
Virginia can definitely name 5.
Virginia can name 5. Okay. Suits, what are you thinking?
I'm gonna go 6.
Going to go 6. Okay. Where are we at, Bird? How you feeling about that?
Do it, bitch.
Okay, it's at 6. All right, Denny's. Got to name 6 birthstones in 10 seconds to get the point. Your time begins now.
Amethyst, opal, diamond, sapphire, ruby, emerald. I mean, that's 6. Citron. I mean, is that 7?
I think we got it.
Those count?
I don't know. Do they count?
Yeah, he got the citron. You got the
Opal?
ruby,
Opal, diamond, emerald,
diamond,
sapphire.
emerald, sapphire. Yep, that's in there. That's good.
Oh, man.
Denny's did it.
Possibly.
He answers back with the after the New York
Could
one.
have possibly have found a 2.
Did you hit your hand
I
again?
did. Oh, it's okay.
Did you go get that looked at?
Let's focus. Focus. You look great. I love your jacket. Focus.
Okay.
The dirt was awesome today.
Okay.
I love your earrings. I love your earrings. Focus.
My earrings are cool.
Yep, you look young. You must have got Botox.
They
You
are
look
neat.
great. Okay, focus.
So much Botox.
Okay, this is it. It's tied at 2 apiece. And this is what you love? And this is what you love?
Damn it. Opal.
That's my
Opal?
birthstone, dog.
How does my man know about
I
Opal?
want to fight Opal.
Opal.
It's my birthstone. I
Of
don't know
course
what
you
to
know
say.
birthstones.
I want to chuck opals off your forehead.
Gosh, I'm so annoyed.
How do you know that?
Opal.
Hell's Kitchen. We
You're a
did that one.
guy.
It's a location.
We didn't accept that one.
Final point here. Best of 5. Okay, we go back to Virginia and Jaybird. Jaybird, you're the gambler. How many U.S. presidents with one-syllable last names can Virginia come up with in 10 seconds?
Virginia can come out with 1.
Okay. Suits.
My phone broke up there. What did you say it was?
It is U.S. presidents with one-syllable last names.
I'm going to say Danes can do 2.
Okay. All right. Jaybird, what do you think?
Well, my girl can definitely name 3.
Okay. You're at 3. Suits.
It seems so low, but I know Virginia's not exactly political. I'm going to say that Denny's can do 4.
Denny's at 4. Bird, it's a big one right here. What do you think about Virginia?
Do it, bitch.
4 is it. Okay. That is where it sits. For the win, Denny's, you have to name 4 U.S. presidents with one-syllable last names in 10 seconds. Your time begins now.
Ford. That's the only one I can think of. I think that's it, man. Oh. I don't know any.
Trump.
Oh, so rough.
Trump.
You got me. I don't know any presidents.
Suits.
Well, there's actually 2
Grant.
Bush. You could have said Bush twice.
Oh my God.
Oh, my heart.
Yeah, you could have.
Virginia gave
man.
me the most evil look I've ever seen her give me.
I was like, I have to get tired
Yeah,
now.
there's about 4. You can't really get past that. You
Yeah,
gotta
I think
name
there's
all of them.
only.
That's what I'm saying. You're
Jeez.
gonna be
Ford,
perfect.
Bush, Trump.
Taft.
Oh, Taft.
Yeah.
Sleep on Taft.
5. I think there's maybe 5. So that is it. That was a tricky one.
That's a tough one.
Oh my gosh. We got Virginia and Jaybird with the win.
Hey, give me some knuckles. Give me some
Hey.
knuckles. Boom.
Don't hit with your hurt finger.
It's all right. Just all right. Come on.
Okay. All right, we're going to look into this here with Suits and Denny's. Sweetening up the rye a little bit.
Y'all definitely getting pink eye.
Okay.
It's definitely going to be pink.
Quite literally.
Strawberry.
We're going to check and see how that goes. We're going to ready the syrup, and we'll let you watch it. KVJ TV. Just go to YouTube, look for the KVJ show, and you got a punishment coming up. Okay, we're going to put a little syrup in Denny's and Suits' eye here just to finish off this punishment.
Little syrup.
Just a little bit. You know, just a little dab will do you, I think.
You
Not
know
put
when
much in there.
you know things are screwed up when you're excited to get the syrup in the eye instead of the mousetrap to the tongue.
Yeah, you're right.
This is better punishment.
Yeah, this is much better.
Thank
so.
goodness I'm only going blind instead of cutting off my tongue.
Yeah.
Half
yes.
blind.
Yeah, so just put just a
true.
little bit in there. We'll see how it goes.
Denny's, always the positivity from Big D.
Just a little bit.
All right, let's go
Is
ahead.
Bird the guy to handle this? or-
I don't know.
Yeah,
He's got a bitch ass grip and a bum finger, so
y'all can do whatever you want.
Sometimes we got a heavy pour.
Yeah, I can do it.
It's fine.
Take it.
Okay. And Denny says it's fine. All right. All right, just a tiny little
Tell
bit.
me when.
Tiny,
Tell
when?
Tell me when.
Okay, there you go.
jeez.
All right,
Okay,
just a,
that's good.
all right, there you go.
That's good.
That's good. Okay. That's strawberry syrup. Is that what that is? Oh my goodness.
There's your fake blood for your movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That looks like fake blood.
Oh, it burns.
It doesn't burn. Oh yeah.
Get some water.
Oh.
Yeah. Clean him up. Clean your boy up. Clean him up a little bit.
I don't know if you're
Let's pour
helping.
water.
That was good. Oh, I didn't know. I couldn't see what you were doing.
Okay.
It all wrong.
I'll let you go
That was
clean up
delicious.
yourself.
This is delicious.
All right. Just go in there.
Get that young kid in here.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes Suits.
Gonna brand you, Suits.
This is the punishment for Duet Biatch, Team Denny's and Suits.
He's got a
Lost.
white shirt
Yeah,
on.
Gotta try to,
Oh,
gotta get that
no.
syrup off his shirt.
Is there any way I cannot get a drop of syrup on his shirt?
This was a bad decision.
Don't you miss having me as your partner?
This week? Yeah.
Yeah.
Last week, no.
Is there any way I cannot get a drop of it on there?
I think he could do it. Yeah, a little effort. Okay.
Oh, you're so smug when you say that. There's no way. It's
you
gonna be
don't
all
think
over
so?
me.
You think it's gonna be all over you? Okay.
You're gonna be covered in it.
All right.
Be rough.
Just
All
a
right.
little, just a little dab.
Bend down,
Just a
down.
little dab.
Why'd you tell him to bend over?
Okay.
It's not the right. Bend over.
Your
No.
punishment just got a lot worse.
That's not where it goes. All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh God!
Okay, there you go. You got it. You
So
got
much,
it. You
so
got it. You
much.
got it.
Okay.
Okay. You got it. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
Brent.
on
Okay.
his
There you go.
shirt.
Okay. Hey. Oh.
Okay, now he's covered him in water.
Is that too much?
No, the whole cup was exactly enough.
You're so aggressive.
He is. Okay.
Oh, I feel great.
Okay. Not much syrup on that white shirt. Just a little dab. Don't worry. We'll find in a second. It's all right.
You took it like a chair.
Okay. All right. Very nice. The punishment is done. It's paid off for losing there. All right, man. Oof. You know, Disney just got into the 50-year celebration.
They did, yes. I
happened
saw
over
the posts.
weekend. Yeah, there are people posting Disney stuff up. If you think Disney's crowded on a regular weekend, can you imagine for their 50th anniversary? They had a whole bunch of little tricks and all kinds of cool stuff they were doing there.
Wouldn't catch me there.
But the thing that's amazing about Disney is just all the little secrets, the ins and outs, the things that maybe you don't realize about Disney. Like, you know, they almost actually opened up Disney World in Palm Beach Gardens right here in South Florida. That was actually the first choice.
I know.
Didn't happen, so they took it to Orlando instead. Could you imagine if we had Disney here in South Florida, what a zoo this place would be?
I'd live in Orlando.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Orlando would be likely a tiny little town. It would probably be Ocala.
Right.
Is what Orlando would be. And now it's a pretty big city because of Disney and everything else that is now there. And all those little secrets that come out. They talk about the little roads and tunnels they've got underneath Disney. And here's another one that has kind of come out. There is a former Disney princess that talked a little bit about what she had to deal with. And apparently a bunch of horned up dads can be a problem for some of these young, cute girls that are dressed up as Disney princesses. And she went on to a social media platform to talk about some of the things she had to go through.
This is a unique question because I feel like if dudes are going to be creeps and hit on you, they're going to hit on you whether or not you're a character or not. But there were many moments, especially as Tinkerbell, when I had married men, hand me keys to their hotel room and tell me where they were staying.
I mean, how you go hitting on Tinkerbell in front of the wife and kids?
That is aggressive.
I mean, really? Dudes?
You handed her a room key, so you're not staying in the room with your wife?
Yeah, and if you're just a middle-aged dude that's there creeping on young Tinkerbells, that's really weird and creepy.
Huh.
But who knows? Here's another thing she had to confess and reveal about inappropriate advances while at Disney.
I was always caught really off guard when people would do this. So usually if I was having an issue, I would divert them to my character attendant because no is not in your vocabulary. You have to find ways around no. Like, Tinkerbell, can you fly for us? Well, Fairy Mary wouldn't like it because then I wouldn't have enough pixie dust to get back to the mainland. Usually divert the attention to the character attendant and they will take care of the creepy dads for you.
Wow, so they're kind of like the bouncer.
Oh, I'd love to be a character attendant.
I think it would be.
You don't have the right temperament for the trade.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I would shame these men. They would leave the park crying.
You're too aggressive for Disney. You belong at more of like a fair.
That's good for you.
Yeah.
Tilt a whirl.
I've seen you. I've seen
Yeah.
you kick ass at a fair before. That guy who hit your son Rocco.
Yeah.
He hit her son
Oh,
Rocco.
the one with the cart?
With the cart,
Yeah.
and oh my gosh, I've never seen a man. Every muscle in his body just started shaking, quivering like a little bitch.
How tough is that though? They can't like come right out and say no, and they've got to try to tiptoe around it and do things that Tinkerbell would say to try to deflect a creepy dad who's hitting on her.
It sucks for Tinkerbell.
It
Sorry.
does.
Sorry, Tink.
Yeah. I always love those Disney True Confessions, and we always have somebody that used to work there that's got some, oh, did you know this is what it was like when I worked there?
I hear the people that work at Disney, of course, not all of them. That's a blanket statement, but
Yeah.
a lot of them like to tear it up. I mean, party.
Yeah, I think they do.
They
Well, you
do.
can only be good for so long.
That's what it is.
You can only be wholesome. If you've got a little rowdy spirit and they make you be sweet and innocent Tinkerbell all day, at night you're like, yeah, let's party.
Being Snow White all day long, being so perfect, you're right. Give me some rum.
Yeah. I stumbled into a cast member bar at Universal one time. I was there late, and it was all the people who had just gotten off from the park, and they all went to this bar that is right there, and it was hidden away. And I just wound up there because I'd gone to every other bar.
Got thrown out?
Yeah, so it was the last bar I could actually go to. I just opened up a door. I'm like, hey, this looks like a bar. Let's go in. And we partied hard with Universal cast members all night. I couldn't believe how hard they raged.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's a fun find.
It was a fun little find.
Could you find it again?
Heck no. I have no idea. Probably wasn't even Universal, actually. At that point, I was so hammered. I probably wasn't even in Orlando. I don't even know.
There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, we do have so many people on meth, actually, in today's whacked out news. One of them would be 46-year-old Matthew Cusimano, who was riding his bike at about 2:45 in the morning on Friday in Madeira Beach, which is up there by St. Pete.
It doesn't look sketchy at all.
Yeah.
3 a.m., you're on your bike.
Yep. On his bike.
If the cops see you, they are going to speak to you.
Yeah, well, a cop stopped him because his bike didn't have any lights on it either. And as they asked his name and ran it, they found out he had an outstanding warrant because he didn't show up in court for drug charges back in June.
Don't.
So they searched him just to say, what if? Sure enough, he had more drugs on him. 2 glass pipes and 1/3 of an ounce of meth.
Oh, dude. Well, that's why he's biking so fast.
When they asked him what it was, he admitted, yes, it is meth, but it's okay because it's doctor prescribed.
I have a card.
They're like, wait, you have medicinal meth? Is that what you have? You got a prescription for it?
Yep.
Sadly, he couldn't show a prescription for his meth because I guess there is actually a form of meth that doctors can prescribe for ADHD and weight loss called Desoxin.
They prescribe meth?
Yeah, but it comes in a pill.
Is it Adderall part meth?
I don't know. Is
or,
it?
Or in the family of meth?
Why are you looking at me?
Oh, I just know you know about certain things.
The meth he had was in crystal form. They don't prescribe that, so that's how they knew pretty quickly that he was lying.
Gotcha.
Yeah. There's another dude in Fort Myers that got sentenced to 22 years and 6 months behind bars for trying to mail meth to his home. Just thought maybe he'd drop about a pound of meth and ship it right to his house.
Very meth heavy.
I told you, so many people on meth, right?
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, cops searched his home and found more illegal drugs, including more meth, fentanyl, and cocaine. So, yeah, a lot of stuff there.
Fentanyl, that's that stuff that's killing people.
It is. It's very dangerous.
Dang.
Very dangerous stuff. Yeah, that's why you got to watch getting any kind of shady stuff here in South Florida. You never know what's going on with it. There's an interesting petition that somebody has started to change the name of Lee County, Florida. Apparently, Lee County is named after the Confederate General Robert E. Lee. And, you know, they're getting rid of Robert E. Lee statues in Virginia and trying to purge his name from everything. So Lee County, Florida is saying we might want to change this. So they are trying to change it to Bruce Lee County.
That is amazing.
So that is the move from Robert E. Lee to Bruce Lee County, Florida. So they say that the change would continue the battle to eradicate racism in the U.S.
Yeah, and then you don't have to change all the signs that just say Lee County.
Still Lee County, but it's Bruce Lee,
That's
dog.
kind of brilliant.
I mean, Bruce Lee County. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, it's pretty genius. Where do I sign? Well, there were 2 white news anchors in Arkansas that got in trouble and were suspended. And their boss has even been fired after they wore 2 afro wigs in an on-air segment to celebrate the end of a heat wave as temperatures dropped into the 70s. So they wore a hairstyle of the 70s. And apparently they upset a local activist who complained to the station saying that she was not amused by the segment and that a white person wearing an afro wig is a perpetuation of systemic racism. So cannot be wearing the afro wigs without getting in trouble.
But what happens if you were white and actually have an afro? Because
Yeah,
my
they're-
dad grew
they're-
up, and when my dad grew out his hair, my dad had an afro. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
It looks like the wigs you would buy at a store.
Right, not just given to one certain race or creed, but yes, many people just
A
have
lot
the
of
style.
different races and creeds can grow a fro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah, but believe me, if I grew up my hair and I didn't have any treatment in it, I would have a fro right now. My dad had a fro. I have bought so many fro wigs that look exactly like my dad
Yeah.
and mom's hair growing
Yeah.
up.
I've heard Jewish friends of mine say that they have a Jewish afro.
Yeah, I remember on the Brady Bunch back in the day, there was an episode where the oldest Brady, what was his name? Greg. He
Yeah.
had an afro.
See, you
He's
can't,
a white guy.
See, that's where you can't start calling people out for that because there's a lot of people that have fros.
Right.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Of every race.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there are going to be a lot of people saying that the TV station has overreacted in the suspension and firing of their boss.
They got fired?
The boss got fired.
Now, I didn't hear the bit. If it's just about the wig,
Yeah.
then I
Saying, hey, we're back into the 70s, I think is what they're doing
then
with
it should
temperature-wise.
not have been fired. If there's anything else I don't know about that where
Yeah.
it got racial, I don't know about. But that right there does not deserve a firing.
Yeah,
it's not
it'd be
cool.
interesting to see what happens with that story. There's a woman that is accused of kidnapping 5 children in Grandy, North Carolina.
Oh, my.
What had happened was she crashed her car. So this guy driving an SUV with 5 kids inside stops to help her out. And after he got out of the car to help the crash victims, police say that the woman just jumped into the driver's seat and drove away.
She stole his car?
Yeah, she
And he
had-
had stopped to help her?
Yeah, or he at least stopped to help another accident. That's what was not clear to me, whether it was her or another accident.
Oh,
but she saw the
is-
opportunity.
She's
and-
on the run.
Yes. So they say the 5 kids were extremely shaken but not harmed, but she is facing 5 counts of second-degree kidnapping because of it, also leaving the scene of an accident. So that would tell me that it was her car because she was in the vehicle that was in the accident, and larceny of a motor vehicle, and she's being held on $200,000 bond.
Wow.
Yes. Always got to check. Make sure there's nobody in there. Geico apparently is involved in a lawsuit after a woman demanded they pay her $1 million because she hooked up with a guy in his car and he gave her HPV.
It's Geico's fault.
Wait, what?
Because
Yeah.
you made bad choices? You're going to put us on Geico?
Yeah, she got HPV, so she thinks Geico needs to pay, and they say it's not covered by the insurance.
Shocking.
And she's at fault for choosing to have unprotected sex in her vehicle. We're not covering that.
Oh my
So what happened to my car? I got car insurance. Yeah, but
She can't be serious.
I mean, she's creative. I'll give her that.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we got people that don't really understand what 911 is all about. There was a mom in Massachusetts. She got upset last month after her 17-year-old son got a haircut she didn't like. She called 911.
Oh,
we have the story. We have the barber talking about his side of the story. If you want to hear him.
Yeah. You're not supposed to be doing that. Yeah, here's what she did.
I go, what do you want on top? He's like, a number 2. I literally stop and I'm like, bro, a number 2's real short. He's like, yeah, that's fine. 20 minutes later, his mom comes busting in the door. Look at this lady wasting my day. Wait for a bad haircut. For a bad haircut that I gave her son that he asked for.
I'm calling 911.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
The son specifically asked for
Yeah,
it.
he's 17.
Mom, that's on your kid.
Yeah, he's
Be
17.
mad at your kid, not the barber.
Yeah, he's almost an adult, legally. He should be able to choose his own hairstyle.
And if he made a mistake and said a number 2 and he meant to say a number 4, guess what? That's his personal responsibility and fault.
And it's going to grow back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, there's an interesting story in West Virginia. 2 men were fishing when they spotted the agua monster.
A what?
The agua monster is a river monster that is believed to be a creature weighing about 500 pounds and apparently looks like a giant snapping turtle with a snake-like tail. The men said they were fishing for catfish at night and saw the monster, initially thinking that maybe it was a homeless person who'd fallen into the river. They said it looked something like someone swimming on their hands and knees, crawling across the rocks, except it had a snake-like tail. So many people on meth. Ow! Okay.
You're right. Very methy.
Yes. And a 6-year-old boy in Michigan found a 12,000-year-old rare mastodon tooth. He thought it was just a rock, and they said, that kind of looks like a tooth. So they hadn't expected it, and sure enough, it was.
That's what someone was telling me about that Peace River I went to. They got a bunch of shark teeth in there.
Okay.
Are those from just the
prehistoric days?
Yeah, they're saying they're old. The ones you're finding are really, really old. That's why people go out there.
They're from dinosaurs.
That's really cool, man.
That is pretty cool, isn't it?
People in there pooping? Don't be pooping in that river.
Yeah. Some pretty good stuff. Okay, what do you think? Is this a good idea? Giving your place a makeover without your partner's approval. Now, I got this email about this girl, Katie, and she just moved into her boyfriend's place about a month ago. Now, he's lived there by himself for 2 years. So now it's their place, but he's been there 2 years. She's been there a month. They've been dating for 6 months together. And Katie thinks the place needs a little sprucing up. So she's thinking of surprising her boyfriend by doing some simple painting, hanging some pictures, making a few decor changes while he's out of town this week on business. Is it good or bad idea? Now, this friend who sent us the email said that I told her it's a terrible idea and she needs to talk to him about it. But did I give her bad advice, or is this something nice to do for somebody? I think it kind of comes off crazy.
I think it comes off a little crazy too. Unless she expressed or he expressed he wants some changes, you just can't go in there and start changing everything, painting, putting things up without talking to your mate.
Yeah, that was his house before.
Right.
And so if you moved into his place, you really should run any major change by him.
To me, that's a major red flag right there.
She comes in, she takes down all your alien stuff in the front room.
She's been there a month, and then there goes my Bigfoot statues, and there's new curtains up.
I think instead of alien decor, this room should be floral.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It would no.
Your head would spin around.
No, I wouldn't even get in that position. It would never even be allowed.
Walls Pennington is out.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think that she's right on that, and she's steering her in the right direction.
Now, if I was dating somebody and she moved in and I expressed, oh, I hate these curtains and that wall needs blah, blah, and then she surprised me, that would be different, and that's cool.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, I think you're right on that. That's just something that shouldn't happen. And she just needs to, if she wants, saying, hey, do you mind if I add some things to the place, and get his reaction from it? If he's like, no, it's good.
I heard it starts where the person starts staying over and then they leave something behind, which it's common. And all of a sudden, where they're leaving stuff behind, that area starts to kind of change a little bit and it looks different. And the decorations are a little different. And then it almost kind of like a disease, it starts to spread all around.
It morphs.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Somebody texted and said, don't do it. My ex did the same thing, changed all my stuff around, broke up 2 weeks later after dating for 2 years, and lived together for 3 months.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not good.
It's probably different. I think some people could be boyfriend, girlfriend if they didn't live together, and I think it could be different if they do.
Some people, when they get that close, they realize, oh, we can't be this close.
And not for this long, anyway.
Yeah. Especially if you like your space and your freedom and your alone time, and then now you got this person all up in your biz.
In your business.
24/7.
Yeah. Ain't working. Not a good idea. All right, you guys were just there over the weekend, partying up on Duval Street, one of the coolest streets in all of Florida. Having a good old time for a wedding that you guys went down there for. So my question is, because Virginia was there, loves Duval Street, but you also are from New Orleans. So what would you say is better, Duval Street in Key West or Bourbon Street in New Orleans?
Right now, at this moment in time, it's definitely Duval Street.
Really?
Because Bourbon Street and the whole French Quarter is still pretty affected by Hurricane Ida.
Okay.
They are still in recovery mode, and they are set different than we are for COVID. So Florida and Louisiana, specifically like New Orleans and the mayor, they have different rules. Like you can't even walk into a restaurant or a bar without showing your vaccination card.
Wow,
And,
okay.
you know, it's not a political statement. I'm just telling you the facts. DeSantis said, you know, Florida will never do that. And the mayor of New Orleans says, we're not opening these bars and restaurants if you don't do that. So a lot of people aren't really going out. It's just a different vibe in the French Quarter. I have a girlfriend who has a bar, and there's just a lot of crime right now and a lot of sad people.
Okay, well, given a great day on Bourbon Street and a great day on Duval Street, which one is better?
Oh, you don't want the version when
Yeah.
the streets
Reality?
broken down and depressing and sad. I got the game.
Oh, I'm sorry for giving you just facts.
I got the game, Kevin.
Oh, so it's in a fantasy land.
Oh, okay. Key West when there's a hurricane, or Bourbon Street when the.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's when it's the best, not when
Well, I'm
it's.
just telling you what's going on in the world.
Don't mind my friend.
Yeah.
She's drunk.
I'm not drunk. You're just a douche.
I'm just kidding.
Why don't you go see a doctor about your finger?
I'm going to pick Duval Street, Kevin, when
Okay.
it's nice and happy.
Yeah.
And I'm comparing it to Bourbon Street when it's nice and happy.
Okay, yes, that's what we want. The best of both streets.
Jay Bird's never been punched in the face by a female on Duval Street.
True.
Yeah, but I did like Bourbon Street. I enjoyed it with your wedding. I did. I had a good time. I like it better.
Until you got punched in the
That was
face.
a different time.
Oh, that's
that was the first. That was during radio boot camp.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people got punched that night.
A younger Kev, I think, would have gone Bourbon Street's a little bit rowdier. But what really set it up for me, because I think probably the first 10 times I was on Bourbon Street, I was never sober. And then I remember I was there the next day, and I was completely sober. And I went to a party, and I didn't realize, but the night before, I guess you stick to everything. Everything I touched, I was sticking to. I'm like, was this way last night? Everything is sticky. And I just was like, I don't know. So I think now, without a doubt, Duval's more chill. You still got a lot of great bars, good vibe. It's tropical. I like that part of it more as with Bourbon Street. So I think young Kev goes Bourbon. Older Kev goes Duval Street and Key West.
Yeah, I thought Duval was real chill over the weekend, as I saw 2 fights break out and being involved in both of them.
Wow.
Maybe it's you. Attitude.
Yeah, might have been your crew.
It did. We didn't start either one of them.
Whatever.
Did I swear?
Yeah.
Whatever.
You attract weird.
Your ass passed out because your drunk ass was out of line at the wedding. Get out of here with this.
Older Kev too, like when it goes, as soon as they do that little sunset thing at Mallory Square, time to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready, bye.
Yeah, you're
Time to
right.
go home. That's the sign right there. Okay, which is better, Atlantic Avenue in Delray Beach or Clematis Street in West Palm? Which is better? What do you think? Any thoughts on that?
I think I go Atlantic.
Okay.
I go Atlantic. Definitely go Atlantic.
Yeah.
Well, not definitely. I go Atlantic.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not trying to hurt West Palm's feelings.
I'm not either, but it's just, there's ebbs and flows. And in this moment, Atlantic.
Yeah, Atlantic Avenue right now is better. If you go down by the fountain, I mean, it is. I was down there at Duffy's on Saturday, and it looked really good. I mean, it was really kind of promising. There was good energy there on the street. And I had heard, I think there's a big plan to really redo and revamp Clematis Street and kind of get it set up and have every place nice and not have those dead spots like what they have.
Right.
So I think in 5 to 10 years, Clematis could overtake Atlantic, but right now, today, the better street to go and hang and party on, Atlantic Avenue in Delray Beach. Miami or New York, which is better? What do you think, Virginia?
I pick New York. There's just more stuff to do. And I love this. I love New York City.
New York never fired me. Miami did, but Miami is closer. New York is not. I stick with Miami.
Let's stick with Miami.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Miami, too. I like it tropical, and I think it's got a better party vibe, I think, to me, that I like.
But I still haven't been to New York, and I want my New York story.
Okay. You can get that. You don't have to choose it over Miami, though.
I'm just wondering, if I have my New York story, do I pick New York over Miami?
Okay.
You might.
I know.
Because when I take you, it's going to be so pizza focused.
I feel like it's going to be more about food and not about firing. Yeah.
Okay.
Miami hurt me.
Okay, which is better, the Daytona 500 or the Kentucky Derby? What would you rather have a pass to?
Oh, Kentucky Derby all day.
I think the Kentucky Derby. I don't know.
You get to wear a stunting hat. So you just trick your hat out, and I like to trick a hat out. And then you drink like fancy drinks. You hang out at fancy parties. I mean, it's very society.
The NASCAR thing, isn't that just basically you're outside watching some cards and you can get a hot dog?
I've heard some fun stories where if you're like in the lawn.
Or you have pit passes.
Yeah, pit passes, or you get down there with the RVs that, people will have flat screen TVs and they really know how to tailgate down in there.
They could trick it out too.
Yeah, but I think I am with Virginia. I would go Kentucky Derby. I like try out that party.
I like the pomp. It seems like there's a lot of pomp and circumstance. And because my sister lives up there, Caitlin, my sister.
Yeah, sister.
And she told me there's so many parties like building up like the week before.
Week. Yeah, the whole week. Every day is a different party.
There's like different food events and there's different like bourbon events and like every kind of party under the sun.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, that's why I think Kentucky Derby for me. Which is better, Honda Classic or Polo? Which is better?
Well, Honda Classic, I've had a couple of bad experiences. I think it's a lovely event. I love it.
You went hard.
This is one of the times where it is the man, not the event.
Every time he orders shots in the what is that thing? The
Bear Trap.
Bear Trap. His credit card gets declined. I've seen it happen like 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
I have money in there. You always forget to tell that part of the story.
He did. He had money.
I have money in there. But I get yelled at, thrown up there. I've been escorted out by the police.
That's right. You Ralphed in the Hall of Champions.
The police weren't mad or anything. They just were, okay, man, it's okay. We're just gonna get you over here.
But I could see you Ralphing at Polo too. Don't sell yourself short.
Ralph in a divot.
Wait a minute. Is there Polo in Wellington?
Yes. Yeah.
I did throw up in Wellington. That's the week of that Little Smiles event.
You did, Ralph.
I was dressed up as a horse.
Oh, you had an epic Ralph.
I had to run around. I got overheated. I threw up in front of the entire the whole stand.
That was a jumping event. Yeah, that's a little bit different than Polo. But yeah,
But they do Polo there, I think. Right? No.
Well, it's close to where they do Polo.
Yeah. Same town.
It's called like dressage or something. With has some fancy name.
It's the same town. It's the same county.
It is. Yeah, same county.
Right,
you were dressed as a horse doing a jumping event, and you were, oh my gosh, nervous and overserved.
I wasn't nervous. I was overserved and I was fat. What was I nervous about?
That he wasn't going to get a drink. Okay, what is better, Sunfest or Tortuga? I've not done Tortuga yet. I do like the acts. I think I would like the artist better at Tortuga, but I'd heard some stories about it. It's just kind of tough, like crammed in there on the sand, and people are like going to the bathroom around you and all that.
Ugh.
Yeah, so I right now it's kind of hard for me to say just because I haven't done Tortuga Fair. Probably would lean a little bit to Sunfest.
I would definitely say Sunfest.
But yeah, typically I probably like the Tortuga artists. They're just more that I would like. Sunfest has good artists too.
I think the food at Sunfest and the art at Sunfest and the kids' activities at Sunfest and the musical acts and the barge, like there's just so much diversity at Sunfest.
Okay. And final one, which is better, South Beach Wine and Food Fest or Art Basel? Which one would you rather have all access to, Virginia?
Oh, definitely South Beach Wine and Food.
Okay. Yeah, Art Basel seems like it's, some pretentious events. You can see some celebrities, but you can do that at South Beach Wine and Food Festival too. Plus you get to drink and eat.
I can't really afford any of that art, but I love the sampling.
Okay.
So.
All right, there you go. Any thoughts? Did we blow it on any of those? You can let us know. 877-979-WRMF. Who has the best tacos in South Florida? Yesterday was National Taco Day. Today is Tuesday. And if somebody came to you and said, I want to get a really good taco, craving tacos today, where do you tell them to go? Now, throwing out suggestions here. You do have some of the chain-type places like a Tijuana Flats. They have very long and fantastic tacos, plus they got all of the sauces that you can try out.
Question.
Yeah.
Are we able to talk about tacos of the past that may still not be standing?
You have to get it today.
Hey, don't come in here with no old taco.
I'm just saying, you look at the Hall of Fame, there's dead people in there. Okay, I'm just asking the rules.
No, this the scenario is today, it's Tuesday, somebody wants to go get a taco.
Okay.
Where do they go get a taco? Right here, right now.
I mean, you're the expert, Kevin. You love all things Hispanic.
I do love a lot of these places, yeah. So I will say I do love Tijuana Flats.
I love
because of
Tijuana
the
Flats.
sauces. They have very large tacos as well. They're fantastic. I also like Lime, which is another place that has really good tacos. They do have a salsa bar as well and a Cholula bar as well for you to check out. The number one answer, I'll tell you, people are saying on our Facebook page is Tacos Al Carbon, and they're getting ready to open up a new location not far from my house on Palm Beach Lakes.
I've heard of them. There's a lot of buzz around that name.
Yeah.
There's a place in Palm Beach Gardens that I keep getting a lot of names. People are loving.
Taco Chula?
That is it. Yes, people are loving that.
Yeah, some people had said Taco Chulo is a place. Cholo's Soy Cocina, another place that I love that's on Dixie in West Palm Beach. They have amazing ceviche, but their tacos are also fantastic.
I had always thought it was a bar until we went for the Little Smiles Bamboozle. That Banco Cantina had yummy tacos.
Okay, yeah.
They are good.
I didn't know it was a full-on yummy restaurant.
I also like Toreros in West Palm, by where you live at, Kev.
Yeah,
I think they're good.
Yeah, I don't know if I've had their tacos, but I get other more of kind of like a platter there, but I love Toreros.
Tacos are good and their burritos are good.
Okay, all right, a couple places to put in there. Don't forget about Rocco's. Rocco's
Of
Tacos.
course.
That is another one of the great places that people love. Somebody said the Copper Blue kimchi pork tacos are absolutely amazing. You got to try those if you haven't had them.
Kimchi and pork is such a beautiful combination.
They really haven't marketed the microwave frozen taco, have they?
Because it's gross.
Well, we're not talking. You're not the audience I'm trying to reach right now.
We're talking fresh restaurant tacos, okay? Stay on point.
You're not the audience I'm trying to reach.
Papi Chulos, they got a couple locations.
Yeah, they're up by me in Tequesta.
Mm-hmm. And they've also got a place in Royal Palm. Some people had said that's a good place to check out.
When's the last time you had Taco Bell?
When I have Magnolia's friends and they're all hungry, I'm like, oh, where can I go cheap and feed all these raging hungry teens?
And do you get something?
I go to Taco Bell and I get that big 12-pack of tacos.
But do you eat something?
I'll get the quesadilla sometimes, but if I'm watching my weight, I really don't.
I had Taco Bell right when I got my taste buds back, and it was really, really good.
It's amazing.
I hadn't had it in a while.
Oh,
though.
it's
Amazing.
delish.
It is delicious.
Nothing better.
When it's done right,
Right.
it's delicious.
That's the thing, that they struggle with consistency.
Yeah, I went after a concert to the Taco Bell.
You
At the
did?
amphitheater about 3 years ago. And next day I looked in the car, I'm like, who ate all this Taco Bell? They're like, that was you. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, they have a good Mexican pizza too. Again, when it's done right.
Okay.
Are you sure that's still on the menu?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
had it not that long ago. I thought I did.
I know they took a bunch of stuff off the menu, and I was really sad.
Yeah, Mexican pizzas. I just had one recently.
Okay.
For tacos, people said Papamigos in Coconut Creek is where I would tell somebody to go get a great taco on a Tuesday. Blue Water Taco in Jupiter. Lilo's in Lake Worth Beach got a nod. Somebody said you got to check out Don Cheapo's Taco Shop. That is in Wellington. Is the place to get the best taco in South Florida. Los Agaves. Somebody wanted to put on our list. Taco Tiki in Jensen Beach. Taco Dive in Fort Pierce and Tradition. And La Hacienda in Fort Pierce. So that's what we got. Is there something that's not on there? Because we're going to be doing a KVJ poll here for the best taco in South Florida. And I want to make sure we got them all on there. So we start off on the Facebook page. If we didn't get it all there, let me know right now.
I'm getting called out. I think you're right. The Mexican pizza is not there. But what
Damn.
did I eat then?
How drunk were you? Your drunk ass thought you were eating a Mexican pizza. You were probably having a burrito.
Yeah.
I didn't know a person could get that high.
That's pretty impressive stuff, yeah. Bird loving the boy bands.
Oh, you were singing over there too, Ralston.
I'm over here looking at tacos, Virginia.
Yeah, we switch roles.
Taco porn. Yeah, what's
Yeah,
going
I know.
on? You're singing boy bands, and Kevin's looking at taco porn.
Oh, I am.
There's no way I'm not getting tacos today. You've got me so hot and bothered.
Yeah.
And now your taste buds are back.
I know, it's going to be real nice like.
Yeah, I'm just looking at all these places. Tacos is so much fun. It's great.
I'm going to be in the Jupiter area.
You are.
So where should I get some tacos? I don't want to go to no fast food. I want to get a mom and pop or a
Yeah.
good taco up in the Jupiter Indian town.
Yep. There are a lot of great places. There's a lot of places that we left off the list. I'm just looking at what everybody's sending us here. Because there's many that we got to put on this, because we're going to put up a little poll for you today to find the best tacos in South Florida. Somebody said Los Bacados in Parkland. It was featured on Guy Fieri's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. It is really good.
What's the matter?
Are you on a cleanse, Denny's? I'm just trying to figure out if we're going to be able to do Taco Tuesday today.
You can eat tacos by yourself.
It's not as fun, though. When you have a partner, it really does make it a next level. It does.
You are so needy.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I love friendship and I love food. I'm feedy.
These guys got to go together. You have got Taco Craft in Lauderdale by the Sea. Somebody said that needs to be on there. El Rucon, the food truck, is great. They have the birria tacos there that are really good. El Camino, several locations. They do have great tacos. There's a Bodega, Taqueria y Tequila. They got one in Fort Lauderdale. They're getting ready to open up in West Palm. I think they're going to have about as many as 5 locations throughout South Florida here soon. I think they have one in Miami as well. You've got Bien Chido and Plantation, Lupita's in Lake Worth Beach, La Bamba's, Casa Tequila in Wellington, and Chela's Street Tacos in Royal Palm. So we'll add all those places on the list, and we'll post that up here in just a bit at kvjshow.com.
You like taking tacos and dipping them in cheese queso?
Oh, yes. I mean, I would dip everything in cheese queso and just including just drink it.
So you don't want you're going to be in Jupiter with me. You don't have a taco party? Are you doing that stupid cleanse?
I'm trying to not be fat. I'm cleansing during the week, and then on the weekends I have fun.
No, she had fun this last weekend.
Oh, she did. She went for it, huh? Did you eat bad while you were in the Keys?
I didn't eat too bad. I drank bad. I drank bad.
It's tough to eat when you're knocked out.
Oh, man.
I did get into a little scrimps on Duval. I had some scrimps. And then I did get into, you saw me molesting an egg and cheese biscuit.
I'm pretty bummed out because Bigfoot and his wife had a ton of really, really good food. But when there's all that drinking going on and partying, I tend not to eat nearly as much, and there's some dishes that I did not try.
Okay.
I keep thinking about, and it's wedding food, so you're not gonna get that again.
Yeah, Bigfoot does do a good catering project.
Oh.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
I blew it.
Yeah. All right, we'll get that posted up, kvjshow.com. Coming up here in a couple minutes, too, I was just wondering, I was on Nextdoor, and somebody posted up a video from the Ring doorbell. Just some random woman was on their front porch just taking she took their welcome mat. She's like, do you know who this is? And took like a couple things that were just laying there. It's like, what is going on here?
How renegade.
Yeah, it really was. It was just kind of random and kind of crazy. And I'm wondering, the Ring doorbells have been around long enough. Who's holding on to an interesting Ring doorbell? Because we never knew so many random people actually come up to your doorstep and do weird stuff.
There's a person I know who they were walking out of their house. She slipped and fell, and as she fell, she farted so loud. The whole thing's caught on the door, and she will not release it.
The fall fart?
The fall fart. I go, you're
man.
sitting on gold.
A fall fart will go viral.
That will go
Yeah,
viral.
it would. Yeah, it would. So who is holding on to a really great Ring doorbell video? Like to hear what exactly you've got. 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. Yeah, it seems like more and more people are getting their own little viral Ring doorbell videos. seen one that somebody put up, just some strange woman on her front doorstep taking her welcome mat and everything else she could off her porch. Who would have known there's so many weird people that are that brazen that would come up and start perusing around on your front porch?
It makes you think of all those times you didn't have your little Ring doorbell. What was going on you didn't know about.
For years.
For years.
Can you imagine all the weirdos and wackos that we've had traipsing all over our front doorsteps?
And you're almost hoping that's what they're there for, is to take something from your front door
and not take your life.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. You're right. It really is some crazy stuff. Yeah, somebody had sent in a text to us. A lot of them have comical ones, too. That's kind of what they had. They said their 7-year-old son was taunting his sister, and he slammed the car door before she could get out. And then he went to grab the garbage can, which is bigger than him. It was out by the road, and as he was pushing it up the slope of the driveway, it knocked him over, then landed on top of him. And then the lid opens up, smacks him a second time in the head, and you can see his little arms and 1 foot wiggling from underneath the can as garbage pours out everywhere.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we saved that video. So a lot of people have ones like that. So that's kind of the fun thing that's going on. If you've got any good videos, send them to us. I'd love to see exactly what everybody has got out there. You can send them to us either on our free app, the WRMF app, or you can send them via email. All right, we got the After the Show podcast going to be coming up here in just about 10 minutes. You can watch it live on YouTube or get it on our free 97.9 WRMF app or wherever you get your apps. You can check it all out. Want to give a quick shout out to Christopher Seeger of West Palm Beach. He doubled up his paycheck at 9 a.m. this morning. Going to give you another shot at 11 a.m., 1, 3, and 5 p.m. Calling out names. Just call us back in 10 minutes to win. Jaybird, if you would wrap us up with your thought for the day.
We talked about some depressing stuff earlier. Virginia kind of
I brought it up.
Into that? Yeah.
So I'm trying to take what she had and try to build on that, but try to make it positive.
Look,
Okay.
dude, life's not all puppies and rainbows.
All right.
Was that her podcast idea for the Dead Wives Club?
It was.
Yeah. That was a real fun podcast.
Death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside us while we live.
I don't understand it.
You dumb.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.